So family, friends and loved ones, I would like to warmly welcome each and every one of you here today to celebrate with Douglas and Catherine. I would like to formally introduce myself. My name is Ian Clutch and I'm an authorised marriage celebrant. I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law, and I am delighted to be standing here today to be marrying Douglas and Catherine at what is the beginning of a lifelong adventure together. First, before we begin, I would like to say a special acknowledgement to Catherine and Douglas's parents and family. I understand that family means the world to Douglas and Catherine, and so they've asked me on their behalf to thank their parents for all the love and support, for nurturing and are an essential part of who they are. All the parents who are here, and even though Doug's mum's not here today, but she's also here with him. So I would like to say a few words in Vietnamese as well for Catherine and Douglas's family. Nhân ngày lễ thành hôn, Douglas và Catherine muốn gửi lời cảm ơn đến cha mẹ và gia đình có mặt ngày hôm nay là niềm vinh hạnh thật lớn cho hai bạn. Cảm ơn công ơn sinh thành dưỡng dục của cha mẹ để hai bạn có thể được gặp nhau và cùng nhau đến đây và nên duyên vợ chồng. So a big round of applause for Catherine and Douglas's family. And of course, Douglas and Catherine would like to acknowledge all of their friends who are here today. They're very grateful to have you all in their lives and are very appreciative of your friendship, especially to the beautiful bridesmaids and the handsome groomsmen here today. So today is a celebration of love, of commitment, of friendship, of family, and of two people who are in it together forever. So Douglas and Catherine, what you have accomplished here today is no small victory. Your journey began way before you sent out the invitations. It began before you picked this beautiful venue or even decided to spend the rest of your lives together. Your journey began that moment when you first met. You took the time to learn what makes the other person smile, what makes them laugh, and how to best support them when life is less than simple. So for those of you who don't know Catherine and Douglas's beautiful love story, it goes a little like this. So let's rewind back 13 and a half years ago. The exact date was the 21st of June 2008. Catherine and Douglas, two young kids, both in Year 9 at the time, and attended Vietnamese language school at Liverpool Boys High School on Saturdays. And so this was where Douglas and Catherine's story first began. Well, really, it was where Douglas' story first began, because it took Catherine another 6 months to even notice Douglas's existence. Douglas still recalls the very first moment when they officially met was during the Multicultural Day. Catherine was walking down the steps to watch her cousin perform the traditional Viet dance. And it was at that short moment Douglas and Catherine's eyes met. Douglas was instantly drawn to Catherine's fiercely big and beautiful eyes, and it made him really nervous, and he quickly looked away. And at that moment, Catherine thought, who is this nerdy, smart Asian guy from Holston with glasses? But she didn't think much because they were only kids at the time. And then one day, Catherine received a friend's request on MSN, and so from that day forward, Catherine and Douglas's friendship began. Now fast forward 11 years later, on the 12th of January 2020, during their trip to Korea, Douglas decided this was the time to plan that special moment to propose to Catherine. And so, Douglas had it all planned out. He had spent days and nights and countless emails researching the best location, and he even hired a professional photographer to capture that one special moment. And so the master plan for the proposal was supposed to be the most stunning moment. There was supposed to be snowfall on Nami Island with rows of covered trees, and the photographer was ready to capture that once in a lifetime moment. And so when they got there, to Douglas's horror, there was no snow. The trees were bare as bone, the temperature was -8 degrees, and the wind was howling. So luckily, the clever photographer decided to guide them to a wooden bridge on a crystal clear lake, and so this was it. This was the moment. Douglas had played this moment in his head over and over, like he planned, and he started to ask Catherine those magic words. Catherine, I have a question for you. Will you? And then all of a sudden, Douglas froze, and when a little voice inside of his head said, you realize it's -8 degrees. It's bloody windy. You're both wearing massive gloves and hands are shaking, and she'll probably drop the ring. You're on a rickety bridge, Doug. can this thing even hold? He thought abort. But it was too late and the words poured out of Douglas's mouth and he said, Catherine, will you be my girlfriend for life? At that moment, it was like everyone on Nambi Island stopped what they were doing and thought, huh, what did he just say? Definitely a facepalm moment. So the photographer immediately said, next location. So feeling a little bit deflated at that point, Douglas decided, oh well, so I've already stuffed it up. So he quickly looked at Catherine and said, well, you know what I wanted to say. Will you marry me? And even though he thought he failed, Catherine thought it was the most magical moment. You did, Catherine. Yes. Of course, she said yes. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why we are gathered here today. So becoming Catherine Douglas has been very easy, like the most natural thing in the world. Catherine and Douglas share a mutual sense of value, a similar outlook on life. They share the love for their dog waffles, who have taught them unconditional love and what it's like to have a small little family together. Catherine and Doug are the king and queen of last minute miracles. They love being lazy with each other and spends most of their time binging on shows like Arrows, Dynasty, Lucifer, and most recently Manifest. And that's what love is. It's not measured by all the big and wonderful moments in life. It's about being able to come home and enjoy a show with that same person and get frustrated when they watch a little bit of the show more than you. It's about being able to finish the other person's sentence without thinking. It's about understanding the little quirks and characteristics and knowing what annoys them, like when Doug gets all antsy when the cupboard doors are left open. And it's the fact that even being together for 13 years and she still manages to surprise you every time and every day is a fun, exciting and unpredictable adventure. So Catherine and Douglas, before you were joined in marriage, in my presence and in the presence of all of these beautiful witnesses, I would like to remind you of the solemn and binding nature into which you're about to enter. So marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union between two people to the exclusion of all others voluntarily entered into for life. So Doug, will you take Catherine to be your lawful wedded wife? Will you take, and do you promise before your friends and family here today that you be to her a true and devoted husband? Do you promise to be true to her in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, in good times and in bad, and to stand by her for as long as you both shall live? And Doug, do you promise to sleep with no aircon and fan on and sweat it out for at least 6 nights of the week, so the room can be perfect temperature for Catherine to sleep for the rest of your lives? 6 nights. I thought about it. 6 nights.
And I do 6 nights.
He's negotiating.
I do.
All right, Catherine, will you take Douglas to be your lawful wedded husband? Will you promise before your friends and family here today that you be to him a true and devoted wife? Do you promise to be true to him in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, in good times and in bad, and to always stand by him for as long as you both shall live? And do you promise to always leave at least one cupboard door open in the house, just to show Doug who's the boss in this relationship for the rest of your life together? I do. Okay, so Catherine and Doug, a marriage like any journey, it's about taking simple steps. And today is just one more step amongst many that you have already taken. So may the vows that you make to each other today be the first that you make to each other as husband and wife.
I call upon the people here present to witness I, Catherine Jam Nguyen, take you, Douglas Lok Jung, to be my lawful wedded wife. Today, Today, I make the easiest decision of my life. I would have never guessed that at 16 years old, I would have met my best friend and my other half, but I did. And right now, our hashtag on MSN is coming true. me and you together and forever. I guess we have to thank our parents for forcing us to attend Saturday Vietnamese school. We have been through so much together, from finishing high school, university, buying a place, traveling the world, and most importantly, getting a book, who is now our son, Waffles. It wasn't easy, but we have learned so much with every life event that comes our way. I've seen you grow into a man you are, and that I always knew you'd become. You are caring, passionate, and dedicated. And because of you, I am the best version of myself today. I know together we will achieve everything we set our minds to. You are a dreamer, and I'm the realist. Though the future is uncertain, I do know I want to be by your side to take on everything that life throws at us. Right at this moment, I'm so happy to be standing up here with you. I don't need to wait another day or minute to be your wife. So, from this day forward, I promise to love you for who you are and never try to change you into something you are not. I promise to dream with you, celebrate with you, and walk beside you through whatever life begins. And I promise to listen to your advice, even if I don't always take it. I promise not to watch the next episode without you on Netflix. And lastly, I promise to try and not ruin any of your surprises.
I call upon the people here present to witness that I, Douglas Block Tran, take you, Catherine and Jung Wei, to be my lawful wedded husband. I've been imagining this moment for a really long time, a whole 13 years. And I'm sure that, I've always pictured that standing up here would be someone smart, funny, caring, beautiful, ambitious, and one of a kind. I'm glad that person's me. After seeing you for the first time at beat school, I knew you were special. I remember wanting to have and sometimes make up reasons just to be next to you. Be it pretending I left my glasses at home just so I could kneel down on the table next to you just so we could be together. I mean, you never really knew I existed for about 6 months. I got there in the end. Okay? I gotta say, after our first date and finding out that you didn't really like seafood, I was about to call it quits. I mean, no, just kidding. But at least you can eat it now. We've worked through that. Through thick and thin, you've always been by my side, and I at yours. Not many can say that they've been in a decade-long relationship. Not many want to, but that's what's happening. We've come so far, like you said, from graduations, career changes, traveling the world, getting an apartment, and getting our son. You've waffles. You've shown me your unwavering love, resilience, constant support, strength of heart, and understanding. Thank you for accepting me for all that I am and making me the best version of myself when I'm with you. I am blessed to know that I get to spend the rest of my life with someone that's beautiful, sometimes a little bit crazy. I get to laugh, be weird, and do silly little dances with you. I get to call you my best friend, partner in crime, and adventure buddy for life. I get you. Okay, enough about me. Here's what I promise. Yeah? Whatever happens in our life, I promise to listen when you don't feel heard. I promise to see you when you don't feel seen. I promise to always say I love you before I walk out the door. I promise to love you during the happy times, the sad times, the grumpy times, and even when things are falling apart. All of this stuff. I promise to work hard, not just because you deserve it, but because we deserve it. I promise to be yours. Catherine, in 2020, you were my girlfriend for life. But now in 2022, you're going to be my wife and your husband.
Catherine and Douglas, you've now exchanged vows declaring your commitment as husband and wife. I'm now going to ask you to exchange wedding rings. So, Waffles has given us the rings. Now our handsome groomsman's going to hand it over. He's fallen asleep. Douglas, please place the ring on Catherine's left hand and repeat after me.
As a sign of my love, that I've chosen you above all else, with this ring, I pledge my faithful love.
As a sign of my love, that I have chosen you above all else, with this ring, I pledge my faithful love.
So Catherine and Doug, whilst you're still holding hands and looking into each other's eyes, I would like to read you a short poem. So these are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as you work together to build your future. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow, and in today, tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children, the hands that will hold you together as a family, as one. These are the hands that will give you the strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just a touch. So ladies and gentlemen, we will now pause the ceremony for a few minutes whilst we sign the official marriage documents, and whilst that's being done, Melody will continue to play some music for us all to enjoy. Thank you. Precious.